William Martin Joel was born May 9, 1949 in Bronx, New York. He discovered classical music when he was 4 and began his classical piano training early on. At age 14, Billy joined his first band called the Echoes, which was later known as the Lost Souls. When he was 18, Billy joined a Long Island band known as the Hassles, which started him off with his first 2 albums. 3 years later, he forms Attila, a heavy metal duo with the Hassles drummer John Small. Although it was a start, Billy's musical career didn't truly kick off until he signed a solo recording contract a year later and released his first album called Cold Spring Harbor, which contains the song She's Got Away. In 1972, when a contract dispute pushes Billy over the edge, he disappears to the West Coast where he performs in a piano bar under the name of Bill Martin in an attempt to keep a low profile. This experience led him to produce one of his most famous hits, Piano Man, after Columbia Records tracked him down and offered him a recording contract. Over the next 5 years, Billy Joel wrote and recorded his first 5 albums, including Columbia Records' biggest selling album, The Stranger, and his first #1 album, 52nd Street. In 1980, his next album, Glass Houses, stole #1 on the Billboard chart for 6 consecutive weeks, and It's Still Rock and Roll to Me became his first #1 single. Over the span of his musical career, Billy Joel has managed to write and compose over 150 songs consisting of multiple Grammy Award winners and several top hits. Joel's music reflects many different genres including classical, doo-wop, Broadway, jazz, blues, gospel, pop, and rock and roll. It has been revealed that Billy Joel has battled for years with depression and alcoholism. He tried to commit suicide by drinking furniture polish, and prior to the attempt, he left a suicide note which later became the lyrics to Tomorrow Is Today.
Of always dreaming if tomorrow is today. Oh. I might as well be the one. Well, they showed you a statue, told you to pray. They built you a temple and locked you away. But they never told you the price that you pay for the things that you might have done. Only the good die young. That's what I said.
Okay, I'll show you how I started writing Only the Good Die Young. I wrote it as a reggae song. Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. Catholic girls down much too late. Sooner or later, come down to fate. Might as well be the one. Showed you a statue, told you to pay. Left you a temple and knocked you away. They never told you the price that you pay. Things that you might have done. Only the good die young. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh. Only the good die young. Only the good. So I bring this into the studio, and Liberty is so sick of reggae. He takes his drumsticks and literally throws his drumsticks at me. He goes, "Frickin' hate reggae!" And he goes, "The closest you've ever been to Jamaica is when you change trains in Queens." So I said, "Well, what's your solution?" And he goes, "You might have heard I run with a dangerous crowd. We ain't too pretty, we ain't too proud. We might be laughing a bit too loud, but I never hurt no one. So come on, Virginia, show me a sign. Stand up, signal, I'll throw you the line. The stained glass curtain you're hiding behind never is in the sun. Down and only the good die young." Right. So it was like a shuffle against the reggae. So it, worked out okay. And then it came out as a single, and it was dying on the charts. It was dying. It was dying. Come out, Virginia, don't wait, Catholic girls. So this Catholic radio station, Seton Hall, they decided, some archbishop, some guys were not playing, and the Archbishop of St. Louis, don't play this song, we will ban this song. Now, the song was dying on the charts. So people in college went, what? What can't we hear? What do you not want us to hear? And ran out and bought this thing in droves, and all of a sudden, boom, the thing became like this huge hit. So I wrote a letter to the Archbishop. I said, thank you very much, please ban my next record. So that's a little hint, you know, talent is good, but getting your record banned is even better. Okay.
According to Songfacts.com, Billy Joel gets a lot of song ideas in his dreams and often struggles to remember them when he wakes up. For this song, however, he woke up with the song in his head, but tried not to write it. He explained on the Howard Stern Show in 2010, I thought, who the hell am I to try to pull off this gospel song? So I took a shower to wash this song away. I sang it in the shower, and I knew I had to do it. In Joel's dream, he was walking in his sleep, which inspired that lyric.
In the middle of the night, I go walking in my sleep.
This song, The Longest Time, would be considered next to a cappella. It contains only one actual instrument, that being a bass guitar. Everything else is voice, snaps, and claps.
There would still be music left to write. What else could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time.
I actually start most songs with music. I write the lyrics after the music has been written, a melody, a chord pattern, and a rhythm. And then I try to decode what is in the music. What is the music saying? What was the motivation for writing that music? What's the emotion? A lot of music being played in the house, mostly classical music when I was a kid. Broadway musicals, a lot of pop music from New York radio that we could hear in where I grew up. It was only a few miles outside of New York City. Father played the piano. My mother would sing.
Any instrument that's well played is it's a form of seduction, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think all the great composers were trying to meet girls.
Yeah. Is that why you got into music?
Absolutely.
Totally.
Is there another reason?
I thought you might just like to sing, be happy. No, just chicks.
Well, that was the deciding factor. I did a gig, and there's some girl I had a crush on. This was when I was about 15, who would never look at me. All of a sudden, looked at me, and I was thinking as I was playing, this is so cool. And it was at some church dance. At the end of the night, the priest comes over, and he gave us $15 each, which back then was like $1,500. You know. Wow. And I said, and you get paid for this too? I said, that's it, I'm in.
I write all the time. I just don't write songs. I write music. I write thematic music. I write fragments of what could be symphonic music, or it could end up being a movie soundtrack. Maybe some of them can end up being songs. I don't know. But really, what's important to me is that I'm just writing. Not necessarily that I'm publishing it or publicizing it or recording it, but that I'm writing. That it's the music is coming out.
Look at it this way. I write the music, I write the words, I do the arrangement, I play on the session, I sing on the session, I rehearse the band, then we master it, then we video it, then we rehearse it for a tour, then we go out on the road and do it 5 billion times.